All right, welcome back to another episode of Assets and Asphalt. So today we find ourselves, I'm actually inside of my farm right now, and there's a property here. You can see it's a vacant lot, right? Empty lot with a slab foundation on it. Used to have a house on it, doesn't anymore, right? Just an empty lot. And so I've been learning about investor properties and those kinds of things. And so when you look at a vacant lot, that's something that an investor would be interested in, especially in a neighborhood like this, which is a medium density residential neighborhood, meaning single family housing. So that's the neighborhood. That's the zoning, right? The zoning is important because the investors need to know what it's zoned for so that they can know what they're allowed to build there. This original plot of land had a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house at about 2,100 square feet. And an investor could buy it and rebuild the same house that was on it, or they could build something new on it. It's up to the investor. I think that part's out of my hands. The next thing that you need to learn and focus on when dealing with a property such as this one, the vacant lot here, is what's called ARV. When I first saw ARV, I thought of AFV, America's Funniest Home Videos, because I'm a millennial, and that was a very popular show when I was young, and fond memories. But ARV, which is after renovation or after remodel value, which is ARV. The original, like I said, was a 4-bedroom, 2.5 or 3-bathroom, 2,100 square feet. On current market trends within this area, would be $850,000 to $900,000 value. Current market status in this neighborhood area would be about that much. Maybe, if it was extra nice, built extra nice, it might push more. They put a pool in and make it super nice and super modern, brand new home, maybe over $1 million, but that'd be stretching it. The plot as it is has an estimated value of like $200,000 to $250,000 for just the vacant, empty plot of land. And so that's the important pieces to know about the land for an investor. An investor needs more information, confidential information. Sometimes I don't know. I'm still learning. And so that's another step in the process. I thought I would update you. This is something I learned. And it's important, right? Because one of the, I really want to get into investor properties and investments, and that kind of thing. So something like this was a prime thing to focus on, to learn on, because it's a cash cow, essentially. An investor can buy it for $200,000, $250,000. They could build a house on it for I don't know how much, and then they can sell it for I don't know how much. But as the real estate agent, I'm supposed to try and figure that out, I think. But I feel like, but what I'm told is that the crux of the info that I would really need as to pitch this to an investor would be the zoning, the ARV, and the value of the land. So that's where we're at with this. There's another house just a couple doors down that's for sale right now too, and it's currently listed. I think it's at like $920. So, and it's nice, but it's not brand new. So, yeah, that's where we're at today. So, okay, so I just met with Eric, going over submitting an offer, because I have a client who wants to submit an offer on a property, and so I'm trying to submit an offer for this property, and it's a lot, it's a lot. there's a lot more to submitting an offer than you probably realize or think that there is, and it's part of the process. It's a little overwhelming trying to remember it all. I'm trying to get it done, get it submitted. The client that I have that wants to submit this offer has a chance, and that's where we're at with that currently. So that's fun. I can't really give any information on it because it's confidential stuff. So I can't really do that. But I'm putting together all the different papers and forms and things that are required for it. The cover sheet, the buyer representation sheet, the trust advisory, the California residential purchase agreement form, and it's a lot of papers and pages and stuff. It's kind of like, think about it like, I don't know if you ever bought a car, right? But there's just the mile-long list of paperwork that goes along with buying a car. If you buy it from a dealership anyways. If you buy a private party, it's totally different. But the mile-long list of paperwork and all that kind of stuff, it's the same thing with housing, but I feel like there's even more to housing than there is to cars. But I don't know. I've never sold a car at a dealership, so I don't really know. But fine print, right? A lot of fine print. And we're trying very hard. I'm trying very hard to do this. And Eric is very generous, very kind and patient with me with my questions and the fact that I know next to nothing. So that's where I'm at. I'll keep you updated as to how that goes. Hopefully well. So